Hey there, how are you? Dr. Dave here. I'm going to share with you 10 really important things I learned about RVing over the past year. Let's get right into it. If you trust me on this one, if you believe it's going to be a good one, and it is, give me a like right away. I really would appreciate it, and it does help the channel quite a bit. Let's get right into this right now. Number one is I learned to maintain my RV. Keep it going, keep it right, make sure it's running well, make sure everything's working, but don't go crazy. Don't go overboard. There's so many things you can do to just, they say like RVs and boats and things like that can be like total money pits, and you could just keep pouring money and upgrading this and fixing this and making this better. Well, you don't have to do that. Maintain it, but do it in the right way so you're not spending all of your money. You don't have to always get the best of the best, the top of the line. If something is not broken, I learned, don't fix it. If it's okay, don't pour money into it. Just enjoy your RV, and you don't have to be, everything doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, top of the line repairs. Okay, next, number two. I learned and I figured out when we're driving, when we're on the road, don't push the mileage every day. The less mileage per day, the better. You can stop and relax and look around and smell the coffee and enjoy the scenery. Get out and do some hiking. Get out and do some sightseeing, whatever it might be. You don't have to do high mileage every day. In fact, that's the opposite of relaxing for me when you try to push, 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 push. Just enjoy. That's why we got into RVing, right? To enjoy it, not to push, 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 push. Number three is kind of self-explanatory and common sense, but when you're on the road, going from place to place, don't drive too fast. Personally, I like to just kind of sit back, generally in the right lane if we're on an interstate highway, and just go with the flow of traffic, and don't push, don't go too fast. Just relax, and you'll be safer. You'll have more fun. You get to actually enjoy the things around you as opposed to worrying about who you're passing next and who's going too slow for you and who you got to get around and who. No, just sit back, relax, enjoy, have fun. Again, as a reminder, public service announcement. This is why we got into it, right? Next one, number 4. I found out that when you stay multiple nights at the same campsite, campground, wherever you might be, boondocking, BLM land, wherever you might be, multiple nights is better than getting somewhere, staying overnight, packing up, going to the next place, packing up, going to the next place. Stick around. Enjoy. Meet some of your neighbors. Go do some things and keep this campsite going as like a base camp, but just stay there and enjoy. There's no reason why we have to keep moving to the next place. No. Just, again, kick back. Sit out on your camp chair somewhere. Just sit by the campfire. Relax, relax, relax. Next one, number 5. I have realized that occasionally when I get into if I'm staying at a campground, if I get into a overnight situation campground and they assign me a campsite, and if I don't feel it's really an ideal campsite for me, I will go over to the office and ask the owner or the manager, whoever might be in charge, if I could have another campsite. It's happened several times to me. One time I actually did a video on it when my next door neighbor was like just not peaceful and not fun and actually downright mean and intimidating. So if I do the same thing in restaurants, if I get seated at a table, this has nothing to do with RVing really, but if I go into a restaurant and I get seated at a table that just doesn't feel right, either I don't like the location of it or the people around me just don't feel like I'm getting positive energy, I will ask to be moved, and I can do the same thing in a campground. Now, granted, if they're super busy and every site is taken, then it might be a little bit more difficult, but as an old friend once told me one time, it never hurts to ask, and oftentimes even if a campground is quote unquote full, they have some sites they can put somebody in if they need to. So again, I go there to be comfortable, to have fun, to enjoy. And if I'm not getting peace and quiet and tranquility and positive energy from the campsite they put me in, I will ask to be moved. Next one, number 6. We're kind of all over the place, but that's okay. These are 10 things that I learned over the past year. Tire inflation is super, super crucial important. Now, many of you out there that already have RVs, you've got a tire pressure management system or whatever you might want to call it. They're called different things, but I don't happen to have one of those on my rig, on my Pleasureway XLTS. I just do it the old-fashioned way is I check the air pressure, and I check it frequently, because if you do not have the correct air pressure, let's face it, these rigs we're driving in are large, some of them larger than others. And if we don't have the exact or close to the exact air pressure in our tires, bad things can happen. Anything from blowouts to erratic driving to bad tire wear to all kinds of different things. So make sure your tire pressure is correct and check it often if you don't have the automatic things that the tire pressure management things that do check your tires, the pressure. Number 8, I learned that when I'm running the fridge, propane is my best friend. I try to run it on propane as much as possible. When I first got my rig, I was trying to do everything right, and as I was driving along, I had the refrigerator on battery power, on coach battery power, but I learned quickly that that's really not good. It doesn't work well. When you stop, you got to remember to turn the battery off, or it's going to totally destroy your battery and wear it out, and you're going to come out and find a dead battery. So propane is your friend when it comes to refrigerators. Also, 30 amps or 50 amps, whatever you might have when you're plugged in at the campground. But I try to pretty much run my refrigerator almost all the time on propane. It seems to be the most efficient and most powerful. And yeah, when I'm at a campground, though, I'll switch it over to my 30 amp if I want to. Next, number 9. This is an interesting one. Nobody really talks about this one much, but keeping your RV clean at all times just gives a much more sense of relaxation and peace, as opposed to, now I've seen videos of people that are in their RVs and they look like a cyclone has come through, or a hurricane or a tornado, and things are all over the place. Things are not there's no sense of balance or order or anything like that. And again, it's like anything. I do believe in feng shui. I do believe in when things are neat, our lives are better, our lives are less complex, there's less stress, there's less anxiety. So Yoko and I have a thing. She mainly is the one that does all the cleaning and straightening on the inside of the RV. And I'm the one that pretty much keeps the outside clean. Meaning that even when we're on the road and we're going to get gas somewhere, we're fueling up, and I see bugs or something splattered or dirt or something all over, I will, at a gas stop, I will do my best to keep it sparkling clean as best as I can. Again, it just gives more of a sense of peace and tranquility. We go by the Japanese custom inside of our RV that once we get to the doorway, we take our shoes off. Nobody walks with shoes in the rig. It keeps it super clean. There's no dust and dirt and sand or anything from the outside that gets tracked in. It just makes things a lot better when you keep your rig really, really super clean, super organized. It's just better. It's better that way. Number 10. This one is perhaps the most important one. Number 10 is just enjoy the experience. We can get carried away with upgrading this and fixing this and putting money into this and making this better and bigger. But there comes a point where we say, look, we got our RV for a certain reason. To live in it, to drive around the country, to make almost anything our backyard or backdrop. And enough is enough sometimes. You don't have to keep worrying about whether this is right or whether you can do better or get something upgraded or better. No. There comes a point where you just say, hey, look, this is my RV. We're really enjoying it. That's got to be number one on the list. And I don't want to always worry about fixing something up and making it better, putting more money into it, blah, blah, blah. No. Again, that's not peaceful for me. And not only is it not peaceful for me, but it costs a lot of money to keep pouring things into it and upgrading it. No, just kick back and enjoy it. I'm not saying never fix anything up or never. I'm not saying that, but that if that becomes a primary focus, if that becomes your primary focus, then you're not going to really be able to, as I started off this video, you're not going to be able to just lay back, enjoy, and smell the coffee and just enjoy everything around you and be mindful of everything around you. If you're always worried about something that's got to be taken care of, just enjoy. Those are 10 things, 10 important things that I've learned over the past year. It's a work in progress. I'm always learning. I'm the RV dummy. I never claim to know it all or not even close to everything. I'm learning like many of you are. And when I learn things that actually make my RV life better, I'm very happy to share them with you. We're all on this journey together. Peace, and I appreciate you being with me on this video. If you haven't subscribed yet, please click that little subscribe button. I think it's over there somewhere, right? And if you haven't given me that like yet, make sure you give me that thumbs up like, because I really do appreciate it, and I appreciate you. Dr. Dave, the RV Dummy. I will see you next time.